What's going on, y'all? I'm Mitchell with Mitchell's Lawn Care. Welcome to the channel. So I just got done mowing a property and I want to take a few minutes and just chat with you about a topic that could be of some concern to the new guys that are starting out in the green industry, and that is what to do during the wintertime. So let's say you're new in the industry, it's your first year, maybe your second year, and you've already endured a winter and it was pretty tough on you, or you're new and you're wondering, what am I gonna do during the winter time? Okay, and something, I'll just go ahead and preface this with something that I did and I do to prepare for the winter. You need to set a certain percentage back of your income throughout the season, of course, to help cover with the necessities, your bills, power, house, food, etc., your living expenses, okay, the ones that are first and foremost. Maybe you have children, okay? Now, so you need to be saving and preparing for that, okay? And if you save properly, you may not have to worry about, you know, providing any services in the wintertime to, you know, supplement your income, and you may be able to take the winter off, you know, and enjoy time with friends and family. That's what I tried to do, as well as offering some snow removal when it did snow in this area and some landscaping cleanups, okay? Now, having just said that, that is something you can do during the wintertime, depending on where you live. If it snows a lot, it's a no-brainer that you should get into snow removal. Now, it's an expensive thing to get into, you know, buying plows for trucks, stuff like that. But you can start off small with just snow shovels and focus on residential properties, doing driveways, doing sidewalks, things like that. Okay, so you need to market yourself, think outside the box, and you can generate a lot of money in the wintertime. A lot of guys call it white gold. The snow and ice is white gold because there's a lot of money to be made. And I promise you, as many contractors that are in your area, there are still not enough to meet the demand. Okay, at least that's what I have found in my years doing this. Okay, there's always someone calling, wanting something done. With that being said, a lot of companies won't even focus on the smaller stuff, like doing driveways and sidewalks. So that will be your foot in the door, okay? Now, if it doesn't snow much where you're at, maybe you get ice. So think about doing ice melt, pre-treatments, going out and put out salt before a storm comes in, you know, figure out what it's gonna cost you for materials and figure out your labor, and then charge a per bag price with a minimum. Okay, make a lot of money doing that. Now, forget the wintry weather. Market yourself to do landscape cleanups. Okay, you know, we all get busy during the season, and especially if you've got a full service property and you haven't had the time to spend in the natural areas and planted beds. The late fall and winter time is a great time to get into those areas that you don't have time during the growing season. Get those things cleaned up, get them looking good so it's ready for spring. And you can also market yourself, put out a fall and winter notice, door hangers, postcards, whatever, EDDM, you know, mailers. And that way people know that you're in the area, you're willing to work, and you're motivated, okay? I promise you, if you put forth the effort, you're gonna get anywhere from a 0.5% to a 1% on the minimum return on your efforts, okay? So if you try to make contact with, you know, 1,000 people, 2,000 people, a 0.5 or 1% return on that, you know, do the math, okay? So that's one way to supplement that's another way to supplement your income, is landscape cleanups, okay? Now, you know, think about other stuff, you know, maybe bush hogging or stuff like that. If you don't own the equipment, you can rent the equipment. Now, there's going to be rental fees involved, and yes, they may be several $100s. So what I would recommend is market those services, again, you know, put those on your postcards, door hangers, etc. And, you know, let people know that you're offering that service, okay? And let's say you get, you know, 2, 3, 4, batch them all together to where you can rent that piece of equipment, you know, for $400 or $500, you know, spread that out over the services, you know, charge the property owner for the equipment rental, but instead of charging one for $500, you can spread it out over the few jobs that you've got and knock out 2, 3, 4, whatever bush hogging jobs, tractor work jobs, for lack of better words, and get more bang for your buck, okay? Because if you just get one job and you tell them, hey, Mr. Doe, it's gonna be $500 rental fee as well, that may not sit well with them. But if you can spread that out over multiple jobs that you batch together, you'd be more apt to get those jobs, okay? So that's another thing. So, you know, you've got wintry weather services, ice melt, shoveling, plowing, whatever. You've got landscaping cleanups. You know, a lot of times in a lot of regions, fall leaves go well into January, okay? So maybe that, you know, maybe you can help clean up people's leaves, you know, and these can be one-time services, okay? Meaning, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Doe might need their leaves cleaned up. You know, they take care of their property throughout the year, but they may need some assistance with their leaves, and you come in on like December or January, get their leaves cleaned up, do a really good job at a fair price. They're going to remember you, and the next time they need something at their house, they're going to call upon you, okay? And then before you know it, it's happened to me, I'm sure it's happened to guys that might be watching this video, you may land a full service client out of a one-time service, okay? And it's all in how you it's all in how you sell yourself and market yourself, okay? So there are plenty of things that can be done in the winter time and before winter time to make things a little bit easier on you, okay? And now that it's, you know, late July, you know, we're still in the swing of things. You know, it's summertime, we got fall coming up, there's still plenty of work to do, and depending on where you live, you know, the winter season may hit a lot sooner, and before you know it, it's going to be here knocking on your door. So now is the time, if you haven't been preparing for it, now is the time to get your ducks in a row and start lining up some winter jobs. Even if you're too busy right now, let's say Mr. Smith calls and say, hey, I've got, you know, XYZ job I'd like you to do, and you can tell him, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm booked right now, you know, till such and such date. Is there any way we can postpone this job until December something, or a winter thing, you know, push it off a couple months? Some people are willing to do that, and especially if you offer them, hey, I'll give you a 5 or 10% discount if we can postpone this service, you know, they may like that. They may be apt to hire you just for that. Again, that's your foot in the door. So where I'm getting at with all of this is think outside the box. These are just a few things that I did to make the winter months a little bit easier and a little bit less stressful on Mitchell's Lawn Care, okay? And especially if you get to the point where you have employees, you know, you've got to keep those paychecks going out, keep them, you know, keep the roof over their head and the food on their table. So you're gonna have to get motivated, all right? So I didn't want this video to go too long, and if anybody is watching this video that has experience with this, that can help a new guy in the industry out with this subject matter, Please comment down below. Let us know some things that you do to prepare for winter and that you do during the winter time. This community as a whole is awesome, and it's great when everybody comes together to help one another. So nobody is above the next person. It doesn't matter if you've got a $10,000 business or $1 million business. We're all in this together, and let's help each other out. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Make sure you browse the videos. We'll see you next video.